Progress.
All right, I think we will call to order the Tax Incremental Districts Joint Review Board for November 7th at 10:30 a.m. We'll take roll call. Cole Runge.
Here.
Kale Polchinski.
Here.
Diana Ellenbecker from the city. Adam Fost at this point. And Brent Waker, absent or excused. We go on to the approval of the agenda for November 7th, meeting of the Tax Incremental District Joint Review Board. Entertain a motion.
Motion to approve. Second.
Motion by Cole, second by Kale. All in favor?
Aye.
Approval of the minutes for October 1st, 2024. Entertain a motion.
Motion to approve.
Why is it not popping up?
Second.
Yes, please go ahead, take a look.
I think that was the second.
Yep, that was second.
Yep.
Okay. Motion by Cole, second by Kale. All in favor?
Aye.
It wasn't there.
All in favor?
It wasn't there.
Oh, we did that, sorry.
Yep.
Motion approved. Moving on to regular business. Consideration with possible action to review and discuss an allocation amendment resolution and amend the project plan for TID 4 downtown Washington apartments.
All right, I will give a brief presentation. So for those of you who do not know me, I am Matt Buchanan. I'm the Deputy Development Director of Community and Economic Development. So we put this brief presentation together just to give you some information here. Economic Development Specialist Rebecca Finko prepared the staff report. Yep, there we go, thanks. So looking here at TID 4, this was created back in 1998. So it's one of our older TIDs. This was really created for a variety of commercial and residential developments, notably the Washington Apartments, which is the apartment building on the southwest corner of Washington and Walnut. In addition to that, we've used this TID for the Cherry Street parking ramp, a lot of the riverfront improvements, particularly south of Walnut. It's been a pretty good TID. It's got a positive fund balance as of the end of last year. We're at $435,844. It's near the end of its life. In fact, in January, we will have the mandatory termination date. So we're just about done with this district. With that, we would, with this allocation request, look to allocate $500,000, up to $500,000 from this district and move it over to TID 13 for future development of public infrastructure projects. If you go to the next slide, please. This is our TID 15, our downtown redevelopment TID. This one is not quite as old, created in September of 2005. It's been, we had it up and going to support a lot of the downtown revitalization efforts that we've had over the past almost 20 years. So notably Schreiber redevelopment, the city DAC was part of this TID. So this is a little bit of a longer TIF district. This terminates in 32. Currently, well, as of last year, I should say the end of last year, we've got a negative fund balance of $268,000. We do anticipate, we project that this will have a positive fund balance when it does terminate, but currently we are a little bit in the red. And so with this request, as previously discussed, we'd be looking to move $500,000 from TID 4 over to this district for those future public infrastructure projects.
Any questions for our director? If not, I would take a motion for on consideration.
I'll make the motion.
We have a motion by Cole. Is that a second?
Yep.
Second by Kale. All in favor?
Aye.
That one passes. Moving on to number 2, consideration with possible action to review and discuss an allocation amendment resolution and amend the project plan for TID 12 in the I-43 Industrial Park.
All right, so this is our TID 12 for the I-43 Business Park. This was created back in September of '05, and it's been one of our more successful TIDs. This, of course, was used to build out the industrial park. We used it to build all the public infrastructure and prepare the sites for development. It's basically just about full. We use this TID to support a lot of that development with grants and loans. This will terminate September of 2025 is the mandatory term date. We currently, as of the end of last year, have a fund balance of just over $6 million. We are requesting an allocation of up to $7 million to go to TID 13, and that's for property acquisition. Go to the next slide, please. Again, this is TID 13. We talked about this already. So the $7 million, it's for property acquisition. This TID is, as we've stated, is underwater. We would like to move $7 million over to this one, up to $7 million to support the city's plans to acquire property and facilitate redevelopment. We are in the process of negotiating a potential acquisition right now, which we would anticipate to be fairly significant. That would generate major new developments, new increments within this district, significantly increase property values over the next 10, 20 years, probably upwards of $30+ million if we're being conservative. The details of that acquisition, I'm not able to get into too much at this time because we are still in the process of negotiating this potential acquisition, but we're just about there. Because of the timelines with having to request funding for the end of the year, we're bringing this request to you now, but we anticipate in the next few weeks coming forward to the redevelopment authority to move forward on that acquisition. Do you have any questions?
I'll make the motion to approve this.
Motion by Cole. Is there a second? I can second for discussion. Any discussion on this item? If not, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. That passes. Moving on to number 3, consideration with possible action to review and discuss an amendment to the project plan for TID 13 downtown redevelopment.
All right, so with those allocations, we would now need to amend the project plan for TID 13. And this is really just to increase the line item in that project plan for property acquisition, increasing that $7 million that's been allocated. And then we'd also be creating a new improvement, number 13 in the project plan, for that $500,000 from TID 4 to go towards public infrastructure within the TID and potentially within a half mile as allowed per state statute. Any questions?
there's no questions, I would entertain a motion.
I'll make the motion.
We have motion by Cole. Is there a second? I can make the second. Any discussion? There's no discussion. Motion to approve?
I'll motion call.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
That passes. Moving on to informational.
Right, so
Thank you.
the process, you might be familiar, we have this first meeting of the JRB. The next step in this process is we'll take this to the city's redevelopment authority, where there will be a public hearing. And then after that, it will go to Common Council for their final approval of these amendments, and then back to JRB for the final approval. So we would plan on having another meeting before the year is out, after we finalize the approvals through RDA and Council. So I think we can probably follow up with another email. It's probably the best way to do it, just to confirm times when people are available, and we can schedule that here in the next week or so.
Sounds good.
Okay with that, I take a motion for adjournment.
Motion to adjourn.
All right. Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
Thanks, everybody.
All right, thank you. Have a good day.
Yep,
You
you
too.
too.
Recording stopped.